We've had so many people say discipline is important, do discipline, discipline, discipline. But like, discipline is not better than motivation. Like, you might kind of, I might kind of, I might break your belief about this thing, but it's actually true. Let me give you a scenario. Person A and B. Imagine A was disciplined. He has no motivation, but he was disciplined to do a certain task. And person B is so motivated, he has motivation, almost unlimited motivation. Who do you think would win? It makes common sense that the person with unlimited amount of motivation would win. Okay, so discipline, you might feel the pain and everything, but motivation, you are so motivated, you not even care about the pain and everything. And this is what I'm going to teach you to be able to stay motivated, especially as a Muslim. I remember in 2024, around December time, I had a super ambitious goal. It was in November, basically. I had the ambitious goal for me to be able to memorize the entire Qur'an in just 52 days. Because I was seeing so many videos on the internet and so many articles saying this person memorized in 30 days, this person memorized in 60 days, this person memorized in this and that. So I was like, so there's a way you can memorize like that. So I got into a protocol. 60 days later, I failed completely. I was not able to motivate myself to do those things. I tried the discipline, but I was not able to push through. Like, it's just way too much at that time. I was not ready for that. And it taught me so many things. And one of the things are the two frameworks I'm going to teach in this video. You're probably familiar with this thing, and I'll explain everything in detail. So let's start with this. This is called the Goldilocks law. There's boredom and there's failure as well. It says that when the motivation is at highest, that's the time when the difficulty is relatively close to you. Okay, so what it means is that you should try as much as you can to kind of put the difficulty, challenge yourself basically. When you challenge yourself, the difficulty should not be very, very high, and it should not also be very, very low. So relatively close, so that you can be able to comprehend, okay, I can do this thing. Okay, that's when the motivation, you kind of have this motivation every single day to be able to achieve this goal you have. And in the past, like if you remember from my story, I said I will try to memorize the entire Quran. This is like way too hard for me. Had it been had a reasonable amount, like close to me, I'll be able to achieve that, inshallah. The second thing, okay, this might sound confusing, but if you are a type of person who plays video games, you kind of understand these things. There are two scenarios basically. The first one and the second one. This person, he starts off, and this is the finish line, but he knows everything. He knows the distance, the difficulty, and everything. Some people can be able to do it, but 99% of people are not like this. If he fails at this point and he fail again and fail again, and when he sees this is too overwhelming, he's not gonna complete that. He's just gonna, okay, I failed at everything, I'll stop. Okay, that's how most people are. Even me as well. Like Adibi, I know this far, I've been doing this is difficult, I'm not gonna do it anymore. But then there's what I call the levels. Even in video games, imagine you have a video game and they just give you all the levels. For example, there's no level, there's nothing, just do everything. Like you would get demotivated as well. It makes sense. You imagine if, for example, which game? Let's say, for example, the classic game of Mortal Kombat. Imagine if everybody just fight this one, fight that, and everyone, you don't, you will be demotivated. But they gave you levels: level one, level two, level three, level four, up to maybe level 10, whatever. I kind of kill the boss. Before you know it, I did all these things. Wow, that's why I'm teaching you in this second one. Okay, level one, you kind of face the difficulty. Level two, there are some difficulty. Face that, complete that. Level three, level four, you'll be much more motivated. For example, if you win level one, you'll be more highly motivated to win level two and level three and level four. So what I mean in all these scenarios is that you should kind of gamify the process. If you play video games, this is a very, very good advantage you can have. Set like goals. Okay, you can set a goal. Okay, for example, a target or anything. Set levels to that level one, and also keep a reward as well. So reward yourself for winning this level one. You'll be much more fulfilled when you win level one, level two, level three, and also when you observe. Even if level 8, 9, and 10 is extremely difficult, when you pass all these level 1 to level 8, you'll be having much more motivation to just keep going and face all this difficulty. And I'm telling you, these two frameworks, when you genuinely implement it, you would have so much more motivation than the average person. This result is just guaranteed, because especially this one is very, very okay. So, these things I'm telling you, it will genuinely help you. Okay, So if you find this video helpful, you can subscribe to the channel. And there's a completely a new community I have. And in this community, I would go on live calls to discuss with your own specific problem, because I also want to have new ideas for my YouTube channel and everything. I would love to have new problems to solve, and I would try to go above and beyond to get your own specific problem solved. So link in my bio. And I would like to end with a humble quote. Too much attention makes a donkey think he's a lion. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.